Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? Just waiting for a few people to get up in here. We're going to do a little live discussion tonight. Just waiting for everybody to get up in here. We're going to have a little open discussion. So, anybody that want to drop questions, y'all can go ahead and do that. Let me see. I think I disappeared the chat. Hold on. Messages. Okay, here we go. Mario, how you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I've been away for a little bit, guys, because I had to go out of town again on business and everything. So it's been a little crazy. Been a little bit crazy lately, guys. But I haven't forgot. I do have the Bible Magic video that's actually in the works right now for the 3 spells. I actually got that. I'm doing the editing and stuff and everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and probably upload that later tonight. But yeah, yeah, guys, it's just been busy. So I just wanted to kind of check in with everybody. Hopefully, a few people jump on. It's a little late. But like I said, tonight's just gonna be like a little open live, live discussion and everything like that. So that's gonna be good. So we're gonna be able to get on there. Which brand shall follow? I'm Infierno Mayumbe. Originally Bojuco and fin de Engando Mayumbe. James says, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Can you please come into WhatsApp tonight right after you finish this chat? James, I'm going to be booked for probably up until. But yeah, guys, it's just been kind of super busy for me lately. So I'm just chilling out. I've been all over the place and stuff like that. Like I said, I had to go home. I went to California and then I had like only one day of rest and then I had to travel out to Arizona, on business and stuff. So it's just been nonstop. I'm tired as hell. So I just wanted to kind of jump on, and see if anybody wants to do a little quick, question and answers and, stuff like that. So we'll just let for a few more people to get up in here and stuff. Give it some time. Mario79 says, do you have a solid ritual for pay me back? I would appreciate it if you can share things. Pay me back. Mario, do you mean like are you mean like for somebody to pay you back money that they owe you or something like that? Or do you mean more so like along the lines of like getting back at an enemy? Because I actually have a few for each. I'm gonna be posting actually tonight. Like a little like a revenge work and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of different ones you can do as far as like a pay me back spell and things like that, or things as far as like when you have situations of people that whether they didn't pay you back for whether it's money they owe you. We could actually discuss both topics. So like if you have somebody that didn't pay you back, there's a lot of spells that you can do for that. And there's also certain things that you can do problems and things like that. So it just depends on the situation. Mario 79. Yeah, someone owing me money. Okay, I'm gonna run a few by you. So there's a few that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, and it's gonna depend a lot too, like what spirit you're working with and stuff like that. I'll recommend one with Papa Candelo. So there's one with Papa Candelo you can do. You're gonna need a red candle for that. You're gonna need a black plate, like a glass black plate, and you're gonna need some red peppers. You're gonna need some palm oil, and you're gonna need, like I said, the red candle. You're gonna need some hot red peppers as well. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the person's name, okay? So the person that's owing you money and stuff, because what this is gonna do, this is not really a sweetness spell. This kind of to light a fire under their ass, so to speak, to make them actually go ahead and pay what they owe. So you're gonna go ahead and take underneath the red candle. This is super basic. So put it to, if I'm that person, like in a circle, you could put 7, 6, 21, or anything like that. Okay. And what you're gonna do, then you can actually add in a couple other hot peppers as well. But I will say like a soup, okay? And then it helps too, like if you're somebody that works with Papa Condelo on a regular basis, or if not, you know, have an image of him. You know what I mean? Have an image of him. They could be a pig, frame it and whatnot. And you're gonna put that spell to him. And you're gonna light that red candle for 7 days, okay? And you're gonna rub the palm oil on the candle each time you go talking to Papa Candelo. You tell him what's going on. You say the person's name and things like that. And you're gonna light the red candle and place it by your door, okay? And what that's gonna do is draw back. It's gonna light a fire. Day of video too for those that missed it, because that's actually a question I get a lot of people owing people money and not paying them back, etc. A lot of shady people out there. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. But yeah, that's a super simple one. But protect you, good for protection from enemies. See here, yeah, yeah. We got some more technical difficulties. Let me see. Yeah, James. Well, for those of you that know personally, I do live by the woods, so my connection is not that great. I got the satellite and everything, but I don't know why it's like that. It's unfortunate, I know, but still fairly pure again. Okay, now I can't. Okay, there it came back. Um, Let me see. Okay, the chat just came back, guys. Chat just came back on. You can hear me clear. James, yeah, I know there is a problem with the camera. It's actually not the camera, because I just got a brand new phone and everything. So it's actually my location. You know what I mean? It's actually my location. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I just got to a new property, so it's just yeah, it's been a little in the middle of nowhere. So it's like my connection, guys, is not good. Um, I even got, like I said, I have like the satellite. I got Wi-Fi, and nature ain't having it. you know, nature doesn't really like technology. That's another interesting is energy, right? Like phones are energy, like computers are energy, TV, everything is energy, and it's like those certain energies seem to clash for some reason. Let's see the chat here. I'm gonna look back through some of these messages because they're actually all popping up now. I think that's why the chat keeps disappearing, possibly because of the connection. Let me see. Omar, for those that missed it, Omar says, "Hello, I'm practicing Luciferianism, and I find Palo interesting, a bit similar to sorcery. Thank you for sharing your knowledge." Oh, absolutely. Much things. Problem with the camera. I think I seen that. Mario79 says, "Thanks for sharing. The connection is breaking. The person is actually way out of contact and no way of contacting them." Yeah, that's no problem. If they're out of contact per se, because this can definitely force them to definitely come out of the woodwork. So that's definitely a good option. El Monte, yes, the woods, the woods. Yeah, the woods. Nature is beautiful, guys. It's very good to get out into nature. And you know me, I don't really like the city much nowadays. I don't really fuck with it. I don't know how to all of y'all like who like that. Just quick little, just checking in with you guys because, like I said, I do have the how can I say it, the video that's in the works for tonight. I'm gonna be releasing um Bible magic spells for you guys. I'm gonna be So that'll be good for you guys. There's gonna be three simple spells y'all can do. What happened to the chat? Let me see. What the hell? Okay, here we go. I guess I'm back live. I hope I am. I think I am. Okay. Be kicking that 5G ass. It definitely does. Nothing like the Monte connection. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, to get videos and stuff. But like I said, traveling's been a lot. And like I said, I literally just got back. Like I said, I didn't really have any time like in between clients. Like when I went out to Cali, I had like one day to like rest. I forget even where I stopped. I stopped somewhere and then I had to go shooting straight out to Arizona and then back again. So it's just like, man, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just been crazy, but it's good. I appreciate helping everybody and being able to touch you how I do and stuff like that. I got a lot of people I got to get back to and stuff. Let me see the chat here. Tata, I had to turn my phone off, then back on. If you respond to my message, please let me know. If you call me through WhatsApp, or just clarify on the update. Yeah, James, I'm gonna get a hold of you probably this Thursday, brother. Like I said, I just got back from working and stuff, so I hit you up on Thursday. I hope you can hear me, brother. Jennifer Fernandez. Hello, how you doing? But yeah, guys, this is just a quick like a Q&A, so y'all can drop any questions you have and whatever. You know what I mean? And you know, get in on the get in on the action. I'm chilling, relaxing, smoking hookah a little bit, trying to take it easy. It's been a long couple of weeks. I will say that. So I'm definitely trying to get back more on the videos and everything like that. Like I said, I do got the Bible magic, coming tonight. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Let's see, chat here. Stark Ether, how you doing? Che, I know that's the truth. Sometimes it's good just to relax, and take it easy. I'm probably gonna pour myself a drink here and chill out for a little bit. Sometimes we gotta take it easy, guys. Sometimes you can't go nonstop. Take it from me. I'm tired as hell. you know. It's been a it's been an absolutely crazy couple of weeks. Had to go and I had to feed my godson's Palo stuff and things like that. So you know, had to go feed some prendas and stuff. So that was fun. I enjoy the traditions. I think that the traditions is a fun thing. It's a beautiful thing, and you can have a lot of fun. It's sometimes you gotta not everybody. It's like people so serious and all this stuff. It's like all this stuff. Gotta let loose sometimes. Take it easy. You know. Let me see. A spell was breaking, so I did not get. So can you please repeat about the spell was breaking? So I didn't get you clearly. For the Papa Candelo spell, yes. So the Papa Candelo spell, right? So that's for the pay me back. So that one. So for those that weren't here when we were talking about this spell, so everybody can kind of bet about a spell for someone, like if you have somebody that owes you money and they don't want to pay you back or something of that nature. So I went ahead and shot him a quick little Papa Candelo spell you can do, to help him in that situation. So this is a real simple one, guys. So if you guys want to give you a second to kind of like grab a notepad and stuff, if you want to write this down, this is a super simple one and it's very effective. It's not a sweetening spell whatsoever. Rapido, move quick. So I'll give y'all a few minutes here to get a notepad or whatever, and I don't know why. I can't see the chat now. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, guys. Okay, so we'll go ahead real quick with this little spell. So, Papa Candelo spell, pay me back. So you're gonna need one black plate, one black plate, de carao or palm oil. You're gonna need red chili peppers, hot red chili peppers. You're gonna need one glass of red soda. You're gonna need a bag, petition paper, and a pencil or a pen and a photo of the person that you're trying to do the spell on for them to pay you back. So, the first you're gonna take some of the palm oil and you're gonna rub it all over the candle. Okay, so for those of you that have like a legua or a shoe, you like how you give Mondays, you're gonna give him palm oil. And what you're gonna do is to like each time with the palm oil when you go lighting it, you state your petition, the Papa. And what you're gonna do after that, okay, you're gonna tell Papa Candelo, you're gonna say, Papa Candelo, if you help me with this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you an offering, and if he grants it, you're gonna give him a plate of white rice, red beans, a piece of red meat fried in palm oil, and you can also put that over banana leaves if you can get it. So I hope everybody heard that clear. But that's a super simple pay me back spell to Papa Candelo. Super easy. Um, hey James, yeah, I can. Let me see, but I don't. There's not a lot that I can do for that. Unfortunately, like I said, I do have Wi-Fi, and I have what do you call it? Like the dish, the satellite, but it don't do nothing. I don't know why. This shit is not that good, you know. But yeah, it's just that's the problem. I don't know. Just being in the woods is like makes it super difficult. Makes it like super difficult to get on anything. It's gonna be real fun uploading videos tonight. So we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, guys, feel free to drop any questions you have. Could be about little trabajo, spell work stuff, and things like that you want to do. Basic offerings to spirits, spirits you could work with. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, tonight I'm just taking it easy. Sometimes you have to take time to relax and you know what I mean, get away from everything for a while. Because it can be a lot and stuff like that. And just one thing or another, you're dealing with people's problems. You're dealing with a lot of stuff. So it's like sometimes you gotta chill out and you gotta clear. Catches up to you. It catches up to you guys. And I don't care if it's like, for whether you're a priest in the religion or not, like even just as a spiritual person, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, take care of yourself, it's gonna catch up to you. Stark Ether says, I'm kicking it too, but not for long. I feel it. That's the likewise. That's where I'm at. Tomorrow is right back to work. Tomorrow is right back to work. Back to the same shit. Getting back to all the clients and stuff like that. And break. But it's a good thing. So somebody that had stuff going on with their Orisha stuff, and I'm not gonna get too much into the person's like, how you can say personal business and stuff like that. But yeah, they basically their godparents basically put certain stuff on their Orishas and things like that, and mixing that was a mess. Let's see. Can I work with a Stark Ether says, can I work with a feminine spirit as an uninitiated? And if so, can you give me a hint? Um, oh yeah, so Stark Ether, I'm not sure if you're referring to you mean like a feminine spirit that is like there's like a few. I can definitely give you a few. Let's say like Arisha, for example, right? So Arisha, there's a few spirits you could work with. Oshun is one. Yemaya is another. Oya is another one you can work with. Oya. And I can give you a few simple things to do for that. Um, Oya is good to work with, but be careful. Make sure you work with her really, really carefully. Make sure. Because she's one of those spirits that's like, she's good to work with, but she's very aggressive. Very easily offended. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let me see. Yeah, Stark Ether says that. Yeah, it's not good. It's no good whatsoever, guys. I don't fuck with it. I do not like it. Yeah, it's no good. I'm gonna try to see if I go over here if it's any better. Honestly, don't know where it would be better at. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like if there's like a spot that's decent, guys. I don't know if this is any better. If y'all can hear me here in this area. But yeah, I guess we're gonna just try it here. But yeah, guys, the connection is not the best, but we're gonna try to make do. We're definitely gonna try to make do here with what we got. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely try to make do with what we got. So best we can do. Let's see. Stark Ether says it does seem better. Okay, guys, so if it seems better here, that's great. That's even better. Yeah, I'm not getting my blue screen, so that must mean we're not reloading the screen, so that's a good thing. So yeah, if you guys got any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the bottom. Stark Ether, I don't know if you heard my response to your question or not. But yes, James, I'll be contacting you this Thursday. This coming Thursday. But yeah, guys, feel free to drop your questions below. Trying to see how to keep the chat up on the screen. No, absolute Stark Ether. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Any questions, guys, feel free to drop them. Feel free to drop any questions that y'all have and be happy to get them answered. Like I said, tonight's really a chill night. It's not really, not any crazy topics or nothing like that. Just anything, you know what I mean? Just kind of chilling out, like I said, and, just getting back from a long, long work week. Stargazer says, I don't think the chat stays up unless people type. Oh, okay, I guess that must be what it is. So I guess when the messages comes in, then it pops up on its own. But I don't know why, because but it wasn't just like the chat itself. It was like my whole screen like goes blue and then the chat disappears. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It's probably my satellite, I'm guessing. Let me see. Time travel. Oh yeah, that is a crazy topic. That's like a whole video. I can address my thoughts on it though. I don't have a problem doing that. But yeah, time travel, damn. Shit, that's something. Look, I don't think anybody's like completely tapped that yet. You know what I mean? I do think there is some people that has tapped into stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to like time travel and things like that, we got to look at like, okay, so what would the different scenarios to that be? So like, I think it was Albert Einstein wrote about like, if you were to time travel, you would have to travel at the speed of light. And the only way that I could think, you know what I'm saying, that people like right now will be able to do that, like not talking technology, like just talking like spiritually speaking, would probably be through like some form of soul travel or astral projection or something like that. That would be my take on it. Because I think that, you know, it's like in order to time travel, like the only thing that can move as fast as the speed of light will be the spirit, right? So it's like, in my opinion, I think that time travel is a very deep thing to think about because it's like, in order to be able to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, in order to be able to do that, you would have to, like I say, you would have to be able, basically, be able to like decompose your body and reanimate it. So it's like, you know what I mean? I mean, shit, in spirituality, shit, especially in other countries like Puerto Rico, Haiti, stuff like that, you see a lot of stuff. But as far as time travel and things like that, man, that's a crazy one. But shit, if we can reanimate the dead, could probably do a lot. I don't think we're limited, guys. Like that's the thing. I don't believe in limitations in life. I've seen too much to believe in limitations. That's why when people are like, "Do you believe in this? Do you believe in that?" I'm like, I'm open to believing in it because I always say like, there's not enough years in our lifetime to know everything. You know what I mean? So we got to think, right? So think about it, right? So the shit that people like, people even in America, like for the most part, like specifically in America, like are not aware. Like the mindset of the general populace is not really aware of half of the shit that goes on in the spiritual world behind the scenes on a regular basis. Like it's just not discussed. You know what I mean? It's not put out in the open. You know what I'm saying? So um it's like, people don't get it. They don't get the fact that, you know, how we can say, like, that there's certain things that are aware or that they're not aware of behind the scenes. You know what I mean? They're not aware that, you know what I mean, there's, situations, and there's a lot of stuff, that's taking place right now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff taking place behind the scenes right now and people don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when it comes to like astral travel and all that other stuff, yeah, or not astral travel, like time travel, yeah, I definitely believe it's possible. But yeah, y'all want to see real magic? Go to Puerto Rico, go to Haiti, go to Nigeria. You'll see some crazy shit. Gotta travel. That's the thing too, guys. Like that's another thing. I think I addressed that in one of my other lives. In the United States, there's not a lot of real magic. Like when I'm talking like hardcore magic, there's not a lot of hardcore magic. Very watered down, unfortunately. Very watered down, unfortunately. Like you even see like with demon magic, right? Like that's not, and y'all know that I don't talk a lot about it because a lot of stuff is very secretive. But even like when it comes to like actual demon magic, working with certain demonios and stuff, like if a lot of people saw like how we do it in Palo, how it's done in Voodoo, Ifa, etc., it's a whole different world. It's a whole different ballgame. You know, it's a whole different ballgame. Taking a look at the chat here. Let me see. Let me see. Gini, hola, salam alaikum, alaikum salam. How you doing? ¿Cómo está? Stark Ether says, right, we can travel only in our memories, dreams, maybe Merkaba. Yeah, that's interesting too. Like you talking about like the Merkaba and like that there was a lot like with Egyptian magic, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. That's a whole other thing because, and that deals a lot too with like Rosicrucianism and things like that. And yeah, there's a lot of deep stuff in that. I'm gonna have a topic on that, one of these days and stuff on certain things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of different spiritual techniques that are definitely long lost and unfortunately not, coming back anytime soon. And it's very important that we, as spiritual people, we're aware of these things because there's a lot going on in the world right now, guys. It's a lot going on in the world right now. Guys, sorry about that. We had a little severe technical issue. But the live, I think it kicked everybody out. Probably was the satellite. Let's take a look at some of the questions. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. This, like I said, the connection. Let me see. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna take a look probably sometime this week and see if there's like a better like service or something like that. If any of y'all know too, drop it in the chat. If y'all know any good like and stuff like that. You know what I mean, to like technological servers or how you say it, like y'all know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean, like how you say like what is it, like not TV service, but like internet service, like internet service providers that's good for like when you live in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, it's a little strange. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I don't know. Yeah, hey, every has try to plug in over here. I'm gonna try to switch spots again, guys, but let's see how it goes. Let me see. Yeah, this connection is not, unfortunately, it's not the. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what we can do. See what we can get on here. Mario system here. Okay, perfect. But yeah, guys, you could drop your questions and stuff, you know. But yeah, the chat's been having a little bit of issues for some reason. I don't know. Keeps my screen keeps going like blue, and then the whole thing disappears. So I don't know what's up with it. But we're gonna try to sit here and see how it goes. But yeah, guys, I think where I left off, I was talking about like everything that's going on like in the world right now and stuff like that. There's a lot going on. Like a lot of people are really tripping out like about, you know what I mean, like about Russia and like all this stuff going on in the world at the moment. And it's just like this stuff, like I'm gonna have an upcoming video on it, talking about a lot. But it's like all this stuff that's going on right now is a result of the world in which we live, because it's like we've been disconnected. You know what I mean? We've been disconnected from nature. We've been disconnected from our ancestors. You know what I mean? Like we've been disconnected, guys. Like it's like, what do we expect? Like we all knew that something was gonna happen like at some point. You know what I mean? We all knew it. And I even had like a lot of people, even some people, some of y'all that's new here might not, but a lot of people that's here from before remember, like even in some of my previous videos, like I had been saying about like how the world, like during the corona stuff, how shit was only going to get worse, how there was going to be all this stuff, lockdowns and different things. And it's like people at one point, like believe it or not, people was like, oh, you crazy and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what, well, here we are, trying to see. Let me see. Trying to see if the chat keeps going in and out. I don't know why. Some weird shit. But then again, it's probably just the satellite. I'm gonna get myself a drink. You know what's crazy? Ginny. That's what I have. I actually have Verizon. Surprisingly. That's probably the only reason I only have any service out here now that I think about it. Other than the Wi-Fi. I tried connecting to the Wi-Fi, but seems that made it worse. Shit. But yeah, guys, there is a lot going on in the world right now. Too much to be honest. There's too much, and a lot of people aren't aware of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't aware of it. Like I said, I'm gonna be having an upcoming video on that, because it's been a topic that's heavily requested. And y'all know me, I'm not really like you know what I mean, like a big conspiracy person, but it is about being aware. You know what I mean? It is about, how you can say like just not being how you could say like what's the word, like blissfully ignorant. A lot of people are blissfully ignorant. You know what I mean? Stuck in bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They stuck in lies. They stuck in this fairy tale reality. And the truth is none of it's even real. None of it's even real. I'm gonna have a little drink too, guys. Like I said, tonight's a chill out conversation. Tonight's a little chill out talk. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a little drink. We're gonna relax. We're gonna have some good conversations. And like I said, y'all write in your questions, but bear with me because I may or may not get it because of the connection. Let me see. Yeah, guys, I don't know. This chat's acting really weird. Gingy, I've had to take half of everything in my life the last year and get rid of it. Yeah, no, Gingy, that's really true. Sometimes we have to get rid of the old to make way for the new. And that's what's going on in the world right now. That for those of us that's in spirituality, the ancestors, the spirits are forcing us to get back into the true way of being. And I've been saying this for a minute. Like I've told people, and people was like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Well, here we are. You know what I mean? Here we are. So it's like, A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people, guys, remain blissfully unaware. You know what I mean? They remain blissfully unaware and like to live, how you can say, in ignorance. You get what I mean? And we can't live in ignorance. When you spiritual, like, you can't afford to be slipping spiritually, because you know what I'm saying, you're gonna miss something. You know what I mean? When the ancestors, when the spirits want to convey a message, it's important that it gets heard, and that we comprehend it, we understand it, and we moving forward. You know? But yeah, guys, it's definitely crazy times that we're living in right now. Something to be prepared for. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm going to be having a video coming up on that topic. It's a topic I've kind of avoided because, like I said, I'm not a big, how you could say, like a big conspiracy type of guy. I don't really, you know, put too much out there, but it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point. And it's also getting to the point where certain things, like a lot of y'all seen, like food and stuff getting taken off the shelves and stuff like that, it's getting real. It's getting real, but a lot of people are not prepared for that. You know what I mean? Jinjini says, we don't see, it's all illusion. Let me see if I can look back at some of these chats here. Take a look. Let me see. Jinjini says, we don't see, it's all an illusion. Yes, it's an illusion. The world we live in is an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's crazy. You say, using a laptop or iPhone? I'm using an iPhone. I use an iPhone, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's up with it. Like I said, I honestly think it's just my connection. But honestly, guys, I would rather sacrifice having like fast service and, luxury things, like as far as like, you know, being out, being able to go to the store, whatever, within 5 minutes. And you know what I'm saying? Then be in the city, you know what I'm saying, with everything going on. Because if you look at it, like a lot of us that are spiritual and stuff like that, we're very sensitive to energies. You know what I mean? And we have to be aware of that. Less stress, more nature. Exactly. Exactly. You know? We have to get out of the matrix. Jinjini, the Maya, the matrix is a very real thing. Yes. Yes, it is a very real thing. It is a very real thing. And that's what a lot of people do not understand. A lot of people don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, the matrix is Maya. And I'm glad that you brought that up about Maya, because like I said, my father, he was Puerto Rican. He was from Puerto Rico. And, he was very big into like the Aztec magic and things like that. And, when you're dealing like with the Aztecas and stuff like that, they had a very, very clear understanding of what the hell was going on with our reality before all this shit even set in here. You know what I mean? This is just stuff that the age that we are living in right now was prophesied centuries ago. Centuries ago. In many different cultures. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to become aware, and we have to wake up, to the realities of what's going on. People don't like it. They don't understand. Fuck them. Because at the end of the day, they the one that's going to be left behind and stuck. A lot of people write into me. They like, even like clients, like one of my goddaughters that I had to travel to go and see to fix some of her stuff and help her out with certain things. She was even telling me like, how can I make my life better? I said, get the hell out of the matrix, get the hell out of the city. You got to disconnect. A lot of people, like, that's a question I get a lot. It's like, how can I, like, a lot of people ask, how can I get mastery over my life? How can I have the life I want? How can I have the money I want? How can I have all the things I want? Get out of the matrix. Because then you're going to be free to do a lot more shit. You want to be in a place where you free. You don't have people on your back. You're not around all that negative energy. You know what I mean? A lot of people not aware of that. You know, a lot of people are unaware. Because guys, when you're in the city, like let's face it, like let's be super real about it. If you live in the city, you're limited. You know what I mean? You're limited. You have to get off the grid. If you're gonna go far and if you're gonna go far in magic, you're gonna go far in spiritualism, you gotta get off the grid. You can't be in the matrix and trying to get out of it. Like it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could work stuff in there, sure. I mean, people do it all the time. I'm not saying it's not real or it don't work. But what I am saying is that if you truly want to disconnect, you truly want to get away, you got to get out of it. You have to leave. You have to leave the city. You have to leave all that behind. You have to leave all those things behind. You know? You have to leave all those things behind. That's one of the new things that I've actually been offering to a lot of clients and stuff. I'm gonna have a video coming up on that as well. Is I have a retreat that I actually have a private cabin where I take a lot of clients to. I take some of my God kids to. For those that need to do, spiritual healings, cleansing, stuff like that. It's in the middle of nowhere, and we can do anything we need to do. Because a lot of people are so stuck. You know what I mean? A lot of people are really stuck. You know what I mean? A lot of people are stuck in some bullshit. You feel me? So it's just like people are stuck in it and they don't want to get out of it. They don't have any will to. You can only help people that want to be helped. Bottom line. Can't help nobody that doesn't want to be helped. It's just the bottom line, but yeah, that's definitely a topic that we're gonna be hitting on over the next couple of weeks for sure, because it's a topic that's been heavily requested. Even a lot of stuff my God kids have, what I'm saying, been asking me to do and things like that, and it's just reality. We gotta leave the perception of what we think is real, because it ain't fucking real. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? I've done business with a lot of people. A lot of good people, a lot of bad people. You know what I mean? And anybody that makes it anywhere in life, let me tell you something. They're not stuck in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? So, you're stuck in the matrix, you're not going to go nowhere. Because it's said, listen, guys, listen. Because now I'm on a little rant. The matrix is set up, okay? It's a pyramid scheme. Literally, you're trapped in the pyramid. You get what I'm saying? And you can't get out. There's no way that you can get out unless you have spiritual knowledge and wisdom. It's the only way you can leave that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the knowledge or the understanding of the spiritual energies that govern the world, there's no way you can do anything. I don't care what you're trying to do. Like anything, whether it's your career, whether it's your life, whatever. And it's like you got to break out of that. The slave is a slavery. Is the bottom line. It's a slavery, guys. Believe it. People think that the slavery don't exist no more. Slavery is here today. Slavery is here today. But people don't see that. You know what I mean? And people that are aware of it, they make it in a sense to where you look crazy. To where you look like you don't know what you're talking about. But really you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, that if I dropped on here that stuff I'm not going to say. But there's a lot of things that I have seen and experienced to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the world we live in, it ain't fucking real. This world is not real that we live in. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And you have to know how to tap into a higher essence and a higher power. You know what I mean? Whatever that power is. Whatever tradition you're in. It don't matter. There's all kind of spiritual traditions that lead to the same goal. You know what I'm saying? Whether you in the, like I said, whether you in Santeria, whether you in the Ocha side, whether you in the Palo, Voodoo, don't matter. Whether you Luciferian, practice, black magic, whatever you do. Anything that leads to your personal evolution is beneficial. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter per se. We all chosen to walk different paths. You know what I'm saying? We all walk different paths. But if it's a path of ascension and spirituality, you're going to reach those higher levels regardless of what path that is. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, guys, that's enough of that. But I am gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be having a video coming up in the future, be dropping some gems about that stuff. So we're gonna be talking. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to go. Let me go back to the chat here. Okay, there is some chats going on. I guess it's just popping up. I don't know. Like I said, it's probably my connection. Let me see. So for anybody that missed, if I didn't get to your question, because normally, like when I do lives, I make sure I get to everybody's question. Just something I do. If I didn't get to your question, just drop it down in the comment section, because there should be a comment section, and then I'll reply to it on there personally, like on the typing, on the keyboard. Let me see. So I'm gonna try to go back through here in the order which they came in. Like I said, some of the chats are like popping up late. Some look like they're ahead of others, I guess. I don't know. So if I do miss your question, just type it in the comment section, and then I'll reply to you there. But let me see. Trying to scroll back here. There's quite a few questions. Okay, Jinjini says, I've been interested in biblical magic, just not the obvious Christian kind. Right, absolutely, yeah. The Bible magic is a very key element to learning, to understand the forces that revolve around us, because the forces that's in the Bible is not what is portrayed. Let me tell you that. It's not what is portrayed. Because, I'm not a fan of Christianity either. I'm not a fan of religion. I'm a fan of spirituality. You know what I mean? So, I'm a fan of spirituality. I don't like mainstream religion and stuff. It's not for me. I mean, if that's for somebody else, hey, great. But I don't judge, but at the same time, it's not for me. I know that. And it's no good. But we have to learn. The thing is, we have to learn, because for those of y'all, here's another little gem for y'all. Something to check out. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Check it out. It's a super, super deep book on the art of war. Now, why is that important? You have to understand your enemy. You know what I mean? You have to understand your enemy. You have to know how your enemy moves. You know what I mean? And for me, like with what I'm saying, like in regards to who's the enemy, I'm going to leave that to y'all's own mind. I'm going to leave that to y'all's own understanding. Those that hear, it's like even in the Bible, like they say, he or she that have an ear, let them hear. You get what I mean? Take a look here. Trying to get through. James says, I'm not trying to pass through you. What happened was that the technical condition on your camera's off, and I did not hear or see a response, which is why I asked you the same question multiple times. Yeah, James, if I didn't get back, you could drop it in the comment section. Yeah, guys, for anybody that if I didn't get to your question, just put it in after the video, just hit it in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer it. Because I'll always answer everybody's question on live. That's something I always do. I always make sure I get everybody's questions answered. But with the connection, some questions probably are popping up, some are not. So like I said, if I don't answer you in the video, put it in the comment section and I'll be sure to get to it. Let's see here. The message is very real thing. I've been stockpiling for 2 years. Yeah, you got to be prepared. Got to be prepared. Brian Rufino, what do you think about Amira Jones, Haitian Boko? Okay. I think we are back on. Shoot me a thumbs up if everybody can hear me. Froze. Yeah, I did it. The It's my satellite. My satellite is no. It's no good, guys. Let me see. Yeah, y'all should be able to hear me now. I'm hoping. You know. Hey, Luna, how you doing? Hope you're doing well and staying blessed. But yeah, guys, I had to go ahead and switch locations here because the connection is shit. But yeah, like I said, y'all can drop your questions. You can drop your questions in the comments if I didn't get to it. Let me try to go back through here. Like I said, yeah, guys, sorry. Some of the chats is popping up. Some of them, it's like the screen will be like, how you say, like blue. It'll go blue for some reason. I don't know what the hell that means. Let me see. Trying to scroll back through and see if I missed anybody. Let me see. Let me see. Brian Rufino, have you been possessed? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. That's certain stuff, certain things like that I can't really talk about too much. Some of that stuff is more like how you could say, like very personal and also very secretive within the religion and things like that. But there is a thing like on the topic of possession within Palamayombe, within Voodoo, within the Risha traditions, etc. It's something that you have to know what you're doing because like a lot of people, for example, right? um want to go trying to get with possessed with spirits and things of that nature. And the problem is if you don't know what you're doing, what's going to end up happening is it's going to start causing a lot of trouble because you can easily get possessed, by a lower level spirit, especially if you're not initiated. You know what I mean? So when it comes to like possessions, yes, I've experienced possession many times. We call it, like montal, like the mounting of the spirit. So I've seen a lot of things like, like even what my father used to do, like when he would heal people, for those of you that are familiar, like with the spiritismo and things like that. A lot of times the priest or the espiritista will go get him mounted, get him possessed by the spirit that and do the healing for the person. Like if a person that is sick, sometimes they'll mount the, La India or the Los Indios, the Taino spirits and things like that. And they will go healing, the people or the person that is in need of, assistance. So yeah, possession is very powerful because, and I will touch on that. Possession is very powerful because when you get possessed with the spirit, right? Okay, when you get possessed with the spirit, you're no longer yourself. So your soul, your own spirit leaves your body. You're no longer you. So whatever you do during that time frame, you're more than likely not going to remember or have very vague memory of. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. When you're going through the possession of the spirit and stuff like that, you're going to have very little memory. Very little memory. You know what I mean? Of what actually happened, of what's going on. You're not going to remember anything. But possession is a very powerful thing. It is a very powerful tool that can be used, by a spiritualist, by an espiritista, by a palero, by a voodooizan or a healer, to heal a person of sicknesses, of diseases, to break witchcraft, and things of that nature, So, yeah, it's a very very powerful tool to be used. That's my take on that. Let's see here. Just looking back to the chat. Ginny says the Federal Reserve announced their own digital currency. People have to barter amongst themselves or take what's controlled and given to us by master. That's very true because, there's a lot. Like I said, what I was previously talking about, there's a lot going on in regards to, like I said, we live in modern day slavery. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? We live in modern day slavery to where people is not really free. The only way you're really free is if you deepen your own spirituality and your own ascension. That's the only way you will be free. I tell that to everybody. People always ask me like, okay, what can I do? What can I do that, like I said previously, what can I do to master my own life? You got to get free of the matrix first. You got to get free of all the bullshit. You got to let go of the Western mindset. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of occultism, you know what I'm saying? Like, even a lot of like Western occultism has been so like diluted and corrupted. Like, it's crazy because it's like, if you go to, like, for example, like when my father is from, if you go to Puerto Rico, or you go to Haiti, you go to Nigeria, or you go to the Congo land, you're gonna see things different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're a spiritualist in the United States and you're going overseas, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a rude awakening, and you're gonna realize like all the things that there was missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna realize all the things that's been missing here in the U.S. Because let me tell you, it's like real spirituality. I'm gonna tell you this: there's no real spirituality in the US. It don't exist. And that does exist is either one is watered down, and those that do have it are either very much heavily under control or regulated. I would just say that. I would just say that. You know what I mean? A lot of fucking sellouts. A lot. A lot of sellouts. Very few people are true to the ancestral way of doing things. Very few. Very fucking few. And that's shit that pisses me off. Because you see it in the religions all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how you gonna sell out, you know what I'm saying, to, I'm not gonna say too much, but let's just put it this way. How you gonna sell out to the slave masters? You get what I'm saying? Those that hear my message, like I say, you have an ear, let you hear. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna sell out to the slave masters? You know what I mean? How you gonna sell out to the fuckery? How you gonna sell out to what enslaved the ancestors, that enslaved the Tainos, enslaved the Africans, enslaved the Haitians, all that shit? How you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't fucking register in my mind. But you see it all the time. You feel me? You see it all the fucking time. You see it all the time. And the problem is so many people, let me tell you this, priests in the United States is a fucking joke. Because guess what? Guess what? Any priest that has real power in the United States is under control. They're under control. 100%. You know what I'm saying? They're under control. And it's sad. It's sad. I've seen a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that very easily, very simply, like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. Just giving to their slave masters. You know what I mean? And this is a topic that some of y'all may or may not know what I'm talking about, but for those that do, please hear. Because like I said, you know, it's a lot of people in these traditions. A lot of good people, a lot of bad people. You know what I mean? And anything you got good, you got bad. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, this is for anybody that's watching. If you are a priest in the religion, if you are, you know what I'm saying, initiated into the traditions and stuff like that, don't fall prey to the system. Don't fall prey to the slavery. Please don't. Please don't. Because you're disgracing the ancestors by doing so. And there's a lot of ancestors that are very pissed off, a lot of spirits that are very pissed off because the powers that the ancestral spirits gave us, whatever your background may be, whether you're a Taino background, you have African descent, you know what I'm saying, whatever your background may be, whatever spirituality that you come from, it is irrelevant. The point is that What your ancestors gave you is to be used to free your people, to free the people. How are we going to use it to enslave our own kind? Doesn't make sense, does it? Don't make any fucking sense. But you know how many priests, and good priests, skillful priests, that I've known personally, they will rather bow down, you know what I'm saying, to the white man or to the slave master than to stand in their own personal power. Blows me away. A lot of them do it for money. A lot of them do it for status or whatever. If you're a true spiritualist and you know what you're doing, you got money. You got all that shit. Why you gotta go the extra mile to fuck up, fuck, how you say, fuck over the traditions and, you know what I'm saying, fuck over all the people that looks up to you. It's played out. You know what I mean? And it's honestly it's just getting worse. It's like something I don't understand, guys. That's my little rant on that. But I wanted to bring that to you guys because it's something not a lot of people talk about. In fact, I haven't heard anybody talk about this. I didn't plan on doing this as a topic, but I'm gonna have another video on it. But it's just like how you can be somebody of power, of real power, and you sell out to the slave master. Makes no sense. Why you can't do that shit yourself? Why you need somebody else to give you something? You know what I mean? Why you don't need somebody else to give you something? You feel me? Why you gotta sell out to the slave masters? You feel what I'm saying? Why you gotta sell out to the matrix? Why you gotta sell out to the people that's putting shackles on your feet? Food for thought. If you're somebody that has real power, you don't need nobody else. You don't need somebody with a key that's at the top of the scheme to give you something. Fuck that. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Fuck them. Why the hell you need somebody that's at the head of something completely different to give you something? And that's my message to any spiritualist that's watching this. And you in the traditions, wake the fuck up, man. You playing yourself. You playing yourself. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And you see it more and more. There's not a lot of priests left. I'll tell you this much. I need another smoke for this. I'm gonna have to pour myself a drink. But listen, there is not a lot of priests left that's loyal to the traditions, I'll tell you that. They're all a bunch of fake motherfuckers. And they all sold themselves out. Not to a spirit, but to a man for this. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke, if you ask me. Fuck having this later. It's a joke. Using the wrong one. It's a joke. So, all these motherfuckers, and I call them motherfuckers because that's what they are. They're motherfuckers. How they claim to be a position of power. And this to anybody, and I hope some real priests are watching this. I hope some real spiritual priest is watching this. How you gonna say that you represent the traditions and you sell out to the slave masters? Answer me one question. How you sleep at night? How you sleep at night? Knowing you sell out the secrets of the ancestors. You sell out the secrets of their ancestors for money and a little bit of fame. Round of applause. I hope you feel good about yourself. Hope you feel good about yourself. But that's why, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to this, I'm gonna fight for this shit till the day I die. I'm gonna fight for this shit till the day I die. And I invite those of you out there that are real spiritualists, real priests, to stand with me and make a difference. Teach the people. Heal the people. The people need it. They don't have the knowledge that we have. Use it. With great power comes responsibility. You know what I mean? Use your power for something good. Help the next man. Quit trying to fuck people over. Quit suppressing the masses. Quit using your powers for the same things that the ancestors used their powers for to free themselves from. Food for thought. I'm on a little rant. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, you know what I mean? It's something that needs to be addressed. And I'm gonna have a lot more topics on this. I'm gonna have a lot more topics on this. Because it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be exposed. And it's something that needs to be put in check. Because ain't nobody doing shit about it. Because people are scared to do something about it. People are scared. Look at the mass society. They scared. They terrified. They afraid. Afraid of what? You afraid of a man that bleeds just like you? Bleeds just like me? It's a crock of shit. It's an illusion. And as priests, when you put yourself at the mercy of somebody else, you are programmed to be used. You just use them until they can dispose of you. And that shit makes me sick. That shit makes me sick. You know what I mean? I can't stand motherfuckers like that. I can't. You know, guys? I can't. It's like, I just can't take it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I gotta be real with y'all. Because you know, we talk about a lot of topics, but y'all that know me personally, like my god kids that know me personally, I'm a straight up motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm a straight up motherfucker, and you know, I don't give a shit what anybody says or what anybody think. I don't. Because I'm good where I'm at. I don't gotta show off. You know what I mean? I'm not about that shit. The reason I'm here, the reason I'm on YouTube, like me, I don't even really, like I said, where I come from, like my background, like my pops and stuff like that, like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even that hip to technology. You know what I'm saying? But the reason that I come on YouTube is because I want to keep something of the traditions live. On my only day off, right? This is my only day off. But I want to keep something in the traditions alive. And I want to make people aware of the bullshit that's going on out there. I'm going to get back to the questions, but I want y'all to be aware. Not everything is what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Not everything is what it seems. And be careful. Be careful who you deal with in the traditions. because there's this much of a percent that's people that's loyal to it. This much of a percent. I can't even give it a 1% because I'd be surprised if it's that. I'd be surprised if it's that. You know what I mean? And it's like we see it more and more. It's not something that is hidden. It's just something that's not talked about. What the word occult mean? The occult means hidden, right? But it's not hidden when it comes to light. So it's like, for those of you guys that's really interested in learning, that has a desire and a deep passion to understand the traditions and what they are, put your heart into it. Put your mind into it. Get around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Get around the right people. Get back into nature. Put the spirit first in your life. And they're going to make sure you're good. They're going to make sure you're always good. And sometimes you wake up, you'll be like, how the fuck? How you get to where you are now from where you was 10 years, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever the case may be? You know? It's just food for thought, guys. You know? My little rant on that. Because it's like I said, you know, it's something that is going on that we got to be aware of. There's a lot going on in the communities right now at large. And it's not even just the communities, because a lot of people don't know. Like I talked about in my Consti for Life, there's a lot that's going on as a whole that people are unaware of and remain blissfully unaware of. You know? And why? Because they choose to in some cases. In some cases not. You know? It's just something to think about. But I'm going to go ahead and jump back on some questions here. Let's see. Luna says, I have one. Do kinis only do one job at a time or multiple? Okay, that's a good topic. That's a good question. So when it comes to like the kini and palo, it depends which kini you receive. So a kini statue or a kini engando is a specific vessel of a certain impungo or an inkisi that you receive. And there's multiple different ones that you can go receiving depending on who your spiritual parents are and depending what your camino is in palo. But to answer your question, yes, they can do more than one job at a time. But if you're working it that way, make sure that you give them plenty of offerings, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, because you want them charged. Make sure you give them sangre, you know, make sure you give them blood, you know, and make sure that you feed them, you know, not too often, but make sure you feed them pretty good. If you initiated in Palo, that is. But you can give them all kind of stuff. You can give them fruits. You can give them fried fish, you know, all kind of stuff. Hook them up. Hook them up. See. Jeremy Warner says, I got a Palo reading and Palo choose me, but I thought I was supposed to be in Obia because my family is Trinidad and Tobago, and in Trinidad they practice Obia, but Palo choose me. Okay, yes. So that's interesting. So when it comes to Palo, right? So a lot of people may or may not know that because one tradition, okay, there can be some traditions where like you'll have people that, for example, they will walk one specific path or one specific camino. Like, for example, you know, you have some people that's meant to get initiated in Palo. You have some people meant to get initiated in Ocha. You have some people in Espiritismo. You have some people in 21 divisions. You have some people in Voodoo. But the truth of the matter is that you can have a camino in multiple things, not just one. So, for example, like if your family practiced Obia and you were really heavy, like your family was really heavy into Obia, you more than likely have a path in that too. You know what I mean? So, like for example, basically to answer it is that just because you initiated or go to get initiated to one thing doesn't mean you don't have a path in something else. That makes sense. So if you in Palo, you can still get initiated, like all that stuff. Or if you in Palo, you can't get initiated into Orisha. That's all bullshit. If you in Palo, you can definitely get initiated into Orisha. You can get initiated to Voodoo. You can get initiated to Ifa. You can get initiated to 21 divisions if you have passed and all that stuff. If you have passed in it, You got a free pass. You know what I mean? You can work as many traditions as you want. You know, there's no limitation. That's all created. You know what I'm saying? By mankind. Limitation created by mankind, not by the spirits, not by the ancestors. But yes, you can work almost anything if you have a path in it. Let's see. Magician said change is here. Yes, it is. And it's coming faster than we probably ready for. Jinjini says, I keep waiting for the ancestors to kill off these you know what. It's coming. It's definitely coming. The ancestors is gonna handle people. The Quan West, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Ginny, 100% corrupted for my, yeah, big time, big time. Yes. Brian Rufino says, why to pray when you can do magic and vice versa? Exactly. Exactly. A lot of people stuck, you know what I'm saying, in this church and all that stuff. Like, and that's another thing that pisses me off. Like, you see all this Christianity influence that people are still using in Palo, in Voodoo, in Orisha. That shit does not fucking belong in the ATRs whatsoever. A lot of people don't realize that the only reason that certain saints and images was used was to basically hide the religions from the slave masters, you know, during those times, from when Palo, for example, when it was brought from Cuba, brought to Cuba, you know what I'm saying, with Haiti during the Haitian Revolution and etc. You go to deeper parts, like if you go to different countries, like if you go to deeper parts of Puerto Rico, or you go to different parts of like in Haiti or in the DR, like the Dominican Republic and stuff like that, you're not gonna see that stuff. In some, yeah, like some people still use that, and like I said, I don't judge nobody or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't know that, you know, that stuff's all that was only used during a certain period. Why are we still using that? Do you know what I'm saying? Why are we still using all that stuff? So that's a very good point. What was your name? Brian Rufino. Yeah, it's like, you know, prayer is good, but it's like, man, we can do all kind of other stuff. Why we need to you know, waste our time on you know, on these man-made religions? Donathon says your passport is yeah, so what you do and believe. Thank you, Luna. Thank you. Try my best. Jinjini, only if that man can put my name in an Nganga. Yeah, I'm sure I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people probably got my name in a lot of Ngangas. I'm still here. Doesn't do shit. What's an average price for Palo initiation? Not asking your personal rate. Raz one. So yeah, when it gets into like Palo initiation and stuff like that, like honestly, like I'm happy to share my personal rate, etc. But yeah, when it gets into Palo, like different Munanzos, different LAs will charge different prices. Depending what you get initiated into, depending what your camino is, you know, it really depends, because each Kindembo, each Nganga, for example, has a different spirit, has a different Nkisi. And also on top of that, you know, all of those Kindembos, you know, without getting into the secrets and stuff like that, all take different stuff, take different palos, take different rare ingredients, things that they got to be ordered from other countries and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, the prices will vary depending on the house you go to. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. Got to be careful. But the average price nowadays that I see is in between like 5 to 6,000. That's what I'm see. That's what I see like in a lot of different LAs and stuff like that. That's not my price over here. My price is a lot higher. My price is a lot higher than that. But for those that are interested, people that when you get in Scratch and Palo, it's gonna run, like at least in our LA, it's gonna run anywhere from 10 to 20,000 easy. And the reason why is because you're not gonna leave without getting shit fixed, and you're not gonna leave without your tools. Because a lot of people like scratch people and stuff, but it's just, yes. It's no good. It's no good. A lot of bullshit that goes on in the traditions today. Let me see. Let's take a look here. Gunslinger says programming keeps us asleep. Ache, yes it does. And that's why we gotta fight against it. Gotta fight against it. Programming is the world that we live in. It's all an illusion. You know what I mean? The whole world we live in is an illusion. So, you know what I'm saying? Like the programming is religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not talking about the traditions. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, the mainstream religions and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? The very system we live in. You know what I mean? I did an exercise with my God kids some time back where I took everybody out to nature, literally in the middle of nowhere. It was actually on a native reservation. And I asked everybody to look around and I said, what do you see? They all said different things. You know, they all said, some said trees, some said, and a few of them said nature. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I said, you're right. And I said, you know what the problem is nature is in prison. And everybody said, Padrino, but how? How is that? And I said, look around when you're in the city next time. Look around when you're in the world. Look around when you're in the fake reality. Okay? Look around when you're in the fake reality and you'll see what I mean. Look around, what do you see? You see trees, you see nature itself is imprisoned within cement. You see that the reality in which we live is built by mankind. You get what I'm saying? So therefore it's an illusion. And nature itself has been in prison. Again, that's why I believe technology and you know what I'm saying? Like technology and nature doesn't mix for a reason. Because nature is from the ancestors and from the creator. And you know, how you can say technology is not. Let's see. Jack Stone says, how long does it take to start seeing and hearing spirits with your astral senses while wide awake? That is different. I will say, Jack Stone, that is different for each person. That's different for each person that is in the traditions or not in the traditions. Each person's journey is going to be 100% different, so the time frame can vary. Like me myself, I was born with this, so like when I was young, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I grew up in the tradition, so my, you know what I'm saying, my like psychic hearing and stuff like that, and like being able to see spirits, that happened for me very young since I was a child. But everybody's is different. Some people, you know what I'm saying, like not one person is better than the next. Like some people, it's born with it. And even when you're born with it, like sometimes it's actually, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot, you know, it's too much. It could be a lot. And then when you go get into the traditions, it helps you to balance that. But, you know, to open your sight and stuff, you know, you got to have certain things, you know, your chakras, your third eye, things like that got to be open. You know what I'm saying? And aware. Like I said, not everyone's born with it. And again, we're naturally supposed to be, like, naturally we all have the same abilities. That's the thing that people don't understand. Like when you see, you know what I'm saying, like when you see certain, like when you see spiritualists that has certain powers or can alter and affect certain things, a lot of times people wonder, okay, was that only because they can do that? No, that's not true. Everybody's born with different gifts, but at the same time, we all born with spiritual power. The difference is do we tap into it or not in our lifetime? That's the only difference. So yeah, to answer your question, Jackstone is the how you could say, the spiritual side and stuff like that is 100% individual in the sense of time frame. Luna Thorne says, have you ever heard that some Pompajira are sometimes messengers of Chole? No, that's actually the first time I've heard that. I've never heard that. I am familiar with Kimbanda. I'm very familiar with Kimbanda. But yeah, I've never actually heard that. The Quan West, you're doing good, my brother. Fire blazing as always. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep it blazing, brother. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep fighting the good fight. T Man, what's hey, what's good, T Man? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good. Roz one says, is it common for impungo to come to an uninitiated person via dreams and etc.? Yeah, that can be somewhat very common if the person is meant to get initiated into palo. If you having dreams, like if it's somebody that's not initiated in anything, or is in an uninitiated person in a leo etc. Um, and the impungos is coming in dreams, that more than likely means that person either has a path or something that they need to do with them, and should definitely get a reading on that. I think I'm saying that right. Hasmuk, right, Raikand. I hope I'm saying that right. Raikand, how are you doing? Make a video on Paimon Summon. I'm gonna make Hasmuk. I'm gonna make something that I can. I'm gonna have some, because I know a lot of people been asking me about, like, demon magic, and there's certain stuff I can't show. You know what I'm saying, to those that are not initiated. I can't put to the public. But I will have some more things on demon magic for y'all, because I know a lot of people have been pressing me for that. I know a lot of people, especially in the U.S., a lot of people want to learn demon magic for some reason. I don't have nothing against it. I just say, responsibility. How you say responsibility to the responsible? Because I've had a lot of stuff happen. You know what I mean? A lot of people. A lot of clients, and things like that. And people messing around with stuff. Because, like I said, like when people talking about like demonios, like I said again, it gets back to, I think, a lot the Western mind. You know what I mean? And the how you could say, the suppression, I guess, in the United States, where not a lot of stuff is talked about, and therefore it's not worked properly. You see a lot of people, like, they go drawing these sigils and doing all this stuff, and it's not really the right way of doing stuff. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we'll have some more topics on the demon magic. I also do have how you say, I do have the in-person stuff for a lot of you guys too, because I know a lot of people, like, I've had a lot of people come in for like certain packs and stuff like that. I do certain pack rituals. Some are done, it depends what the person's meant to do, depends what they're initiated into, um and things like that. It really depends. um but yeah, like I said, it can be done different ways. It can be done through Palo, it can be done through Voodoo, it can be done through Ifa, can be done through a lot of stuff. But make sure you get it done right, guys. There's so much misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation on the ATRs. But I will say one thing: when I have looked at the community of, like, what you could call, like, a, well, we call it like demonios and stuff, but like, how they say it, like, in America, like, demonology and stuff. Like, when I've looked at, like, some of the stuff, like, people are doing, like, I'm literally, like appalled and shocked. I'm like literally scared for these people's safety. I'm like, what are you doing? Like some of the things, like, these people are doing it and, like, posting it online for others. I'm like, no, like, that's completely, like, it's completely taboo. And number one, not only completely taboo, it's extremely dangerous, because some of those spirits don't play. When you're talking about, like, even in part, like, we call, like, the siete tre and things like that, those spirits don't play. You got to know how to serve them. You got to be initiated in that. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff, man, that stuff is powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, like, a lot of people that, like, in the US, like, that claim to be working, like, demon magic and stuff like that, I would highly question it. I mean, look at their life. Like, if you work in that kind of stuff, you should be really well off. You should be stacked. You should have no worries. If you got worries, something not right. Because those demonios move fast, but you got to pay them correctly. Because if you don't pay them correctly, they come in to eat somebody. Point blank, period. I don't know why a lot of people in the U.S. it's like this you know what I'm saying? Like, they just, I don't know, like, they just don't. I guess there's just not a lot of teaching, not a lot of clear understanding about it. Like I said, I don't have anything against it. I work with demons myself, but it's like, you got to know how to do it. Luna Thorn says, my Pompagira is Siete Sayas. They are often sometimes connected to other traditions based upon certain tribes that were brought to Brazil. That is true. I actually have heard of that. I have heard of that, how certain traditions and stuff goes to other countries. Because there's a lot of migration. We got to keep that in mind, like about, certain stuff, there's a lot of migration, like even in, like in Palo, like Palo is so big now, like in Cuba, right? Like a lot of people know that Palo is huge in Cuba. So it's like in Palo, for an example, like Palo was brought to Cuba, right? But originally, like it began in the Congo, in Yumbe, Africa, So yeah, the spirits do get around in a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways. Let me see here. Trying to get back through the questions. I promise we're going to get all these answered. Um, Jason Voorhees says, hi, we do a video about the spells from the Bible. Yes, I actually just shot that video tonight. It's in the editing process, so I'm going to have that posted by tonight, latest tomorrow, for sure. Because I know I promised you guys that in the last live, but that one is coming. That one is coming tonight. Sanya Soto says, are you able to tell me which deity that I should specifically be working with? Well, Sanya Soto, I could recommend you a lot of ones to work with, but when it comes to that kind of thing, the best bet is just to book a reading and stuff, because it just depends on your path. It depends 100% which caminos you got, and which traditions that you trying to get into or work with. Because there's thousands of millions of different, orishas and pungos, loastas, and everything, etc. What are thoughts if Luke and Cassie is coming to an uninitiated? Um, okay, yeah, that's a big one. Definitely not talked about. If Luke and Cassie, okay, so for those that don't know, Luke and Cassie is the messenger of Lungambe. Longambe in Palo is what you can call El Diablo, El Shaitan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, is the same. It's the same spirit. You know what I mean? In other words, the same spirit. Lungambe is the devil. Okay. We'll get into. I'm gonna have a video. I'll have a video on him at some point in the future where we're gonna talk more about Lungambe and who he is in Palo and kind of what he does, and somewhat I'll give some things on how to work with him, but not too much. I can't give certain stuff to like people that's, like I said, not initiated, but I'll give little tips. Let me see. Um, Jason Rice, thank you very much. No, my pleasure. Absolutely. Luna Thorne says, because Europeans assumed all Africans were the same and spoke all the same language, not knowing they brought many tribes and traditions. Yes, that's 100% true. And unfortunately today, like you were saying, Luna, there's so much that's been lost in the religions as a whole, for simply, the how you can say the language is being lost. Like in Congo, like Congolese, who speaks Congolese nowadays? Hardly anybody. You look at Palo, if for those that is Rayado and Palo, all the mambos and a lot of the teachings are in Spanish. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that way originally, I can tell you that. I can tell you that much, you know. That was mainly from when it was brought to Cuba and etc. and passed on. So the spirits changed languages in a sense. Not that they forgot their own, but humankind, that the language of Congolese is almost a dead language now. You know? Lungambe forbid. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Sonia Soto, thank you. I will contact you for a reading. Yes, my description, in my description, you can reach my contact info. In fact, I don't know how to, I don't know if I can even chat in here. I don't think I'm able to. I don't think the person that does the live is able to comment in the chat for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, you guys, anybody that, if you guys need a reader, you need any work done, you can reach me on my phone number. It should be in the description, but if it's not, it's 330-904-3190. My email is tatalucero9@gmail.com. My Instagram is tatalucerito777. But yeah, you can find it in one of my videos. Almost all my videos have my contact info. So if it's not in this one, scroll through a few others and you'll find it. It's in there. And I'll put it in the comments of this for sure. Hasmuk says, brother, make a video on Illuminati. That's something that I can't talk about. That's something I can't talk about. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, guys, that, it's like you can't, you know what I mean? You can't talk about certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff is secret. For those of y'all that know me personally, I was a Mason for many years, but there's a lot of things I can't talk about. But yeah, that's Hasmu, that's too deep, brother. Or sister. I'm not sure. I hope I got your name right, but yeah, that's too deep of a topic for the public. Luna, you got X who can written all of it. Thank you, Luna. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, guys, a lot of people write in, asking about a lot of stuff like asking about like Illuminati and certain things like that. And like I said, guys, there's a lot of stuff that I can't really talk about. A lot of things I can't talk about. I give y'all little things. I give y'all little hints. You know what I mean? Like in my last leg when I dropped about Consifer, a lot of people I'm getting a lot of good I gotta post some testimonies too. I've been super busy, but I've been getting a lot of good testimonies on that. You know? But yeah, I give you guys little hints, you know what I mean? Give you guys little stuff that you can, you know what I'm saying, you can do, that you can keep, that you can work with, services you can get done, things like that. You know? There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I want to bring, like to people to work with, but there's certain things is limited. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. It's just like the 11 rays of masonry. If you know, you know. If you see, you see. You know what I mean? You got to see with this, not with this. Close this, see with this. You know what I mean? But as time goes on, guys, I'm gonna bring a lot more to the public. I'm gonna bring a lot more out there. I'm gonna bring a lot more out there. You know? James, why are you not responding to my message? That's a question that I don't believe is answered. And you said to reach out with a message in the chat that you would gladly answer. Did I say something? No, James, you didn't say anything wrong. What I think is happening there is that some of the questions, I said to leave a comment like on the video, like after the chat's done, if you see that I didn't get to it, because this is the first one I'm actually seeing from you, except the first one that I think I replied to. So yeah, that could be why. That could be why. You know what I mean? Because like I said, my connection is no good. Jeremy Warner says, Dan is a Freemason. Yes, I was. That's something I cannot talk about too much. I cannot talk about that too much. There's more. You have to make a pact with Demon, give full detailed information. The full detailed information I can't give. That's something that I would say to take my in-person mentorship for. Definitely. Then that's something I can help you with. Definitely something I can help you with. Guys, that's the thing. So like for you guys that wants to really learn deep stuff, nothing is without initiation. You get what I mean? Nothing is without initiation. You know? There's certain things I can teach you. You know what I mean? I can give you a little stuff how to work with demons, how to little things like that. But when it comes to certain stuff like that, gotta watch what we put out there. But I will, in the future be coming with some more, information on, working with the demons and things like that, things you can do, how to do it properly, because a lot of people don't know, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I will be putting some things out there for you guys. Don't get me wrong. I will be putting some things out there, for you guys, and things you can do, and how to, properly invoke the spirits and stuff like that. I will put that out there. I will put some things out there. But I can't give everything. I can't give everything, because some stuff, like I said, you got to be a priest in the religions to work properly, you know. But I know a lot of people want to learn, I know a lot of people want to learn, but you know, there's certain things, when you get initiated, and it's the same for you get initiated under me, you know what I'm saying? For example, I tell, oh my God, because this, you can't go spill it to somebody else, because there's oaths and things that you're sworn to. You know what I mean? In Palo, for example, there's 100 and something ways to make a pact with a demon. In Voodoo, there's hundreds of different ways to make a pact with a demon, make pacts with jobs, bacas, all that different stuff. You know, hundreds of ways. But those ways we can't put out in the open, because most people, I hate to say it, most people will end up turning their life upside down and, God forbid, hurting themselves. Because some of this stuff is too much if you don't know how to harness it. You know what I mean? So, yes, it's a lot of stuff, but I will give some stuff. Jenny says, "Don't you love when people think you're just gonna spill it?" Right. I listen. If I could, I would. You know what I mean? Because I want the traditions to last a long time, but I can't do it to where, you know what I'm saying, I go against my, my own spirits and my own oaths that I've taken as a priest. That's where I have to, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, draw the line. You know. What is your opinion of King Azazel? Azazel, yes. Well, my opinion on Azazel is he's a very, very, very powerful spirit. That is a spirit that deals a lot with, in my experience, working with him, dealing with him. Um, that is a spirit that works mainly through Islamic magic, and things like that. When you're talking about actually working him in his true raw nature, you gotta be somewhat, I will say, versed in Islamic magic, and working with the jinns and stuff of that nature, and the talal. I'll put that out there. But I will say, Azazel, he has a lot of different names. Some I can't say out in the open, but when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to working with him specifically, you gotta really be down with Islamic magic. You gotta be good with Islamic magic. If you're good with Islamic magic, forget about it. A lot of power right there. A lot of power. The 72 jinns are extremely powerful. You know what I mean? But you gotta know how to construct those vessels. Again, that's a whole initiation. That's a whole initiation in and of its own. But there's a lot of stuff here. Like Azazel. Azazel is a very powerful spirit. So like a lot of people that don't know. So the jinns, right, similar to like Palo, and this I can't say because it's not getting too much into the secrets, but like even in Palo, like for example, like Langambe, they say he's born of fire, death, and darkness, and like the jinns, or how they call you, what would be, I guess, the equivalent of Langambe in Islamic magic would be Iblis. So when you're getting into that, Iblis is born of smokeless fire. Okay, so he's born of the path of fire. So basically, you could say it's the same. It's the same type of spirit, different camino with Iblis and Langambe. Jeremy Warner. I wanna do voodoo to make me extremely smart with economic and business and other stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Jeremy. You can contact me. Like I said, My information should be in the description box. Like I said, I don't know honestly how to pin it. I'm trying to see if I can how to pin my information. Let me see. I'll do it after the video. I'll put everything. I'll put everything in the description. I'll put everything in the description box if it's not already there. My phone number should be there. But yeah, anybody that if you guys, you need help with anything, you need any work done, you know what I'm saying, you need readings, you need, you know what I'm saying, ensaras, trabajos, etc., you can contact me on my telephone number or anything, etc. Let me see. Sonia Soto, I tried evoking Belial and burned my hand very badly. Scared the shit out of me. Okay. Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So, okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people, and this is the problem again, right? When it comes to the Western world of what we can call occultism or what we can call spiritualism, is that a lot of these things that people are showing, right, are not correct, because these we are people are trying to work spirits that come from completely different cultures in other countries, and they're trying to take these spirits and kind of mold them into this, how you can say, like a warm-up version of the culture that they're from. And that is a big problem, because, like, for example, we see a lot of people even on YouTube, and this is why I stress this, because this is dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous when people don't know what they're doing. Like, that's, Sanya, I'm sorry that happened, and that's man, that's, it's very unfortunate, because when those kind of things go on, and that, luckily, it wasn't worse, because I've seen crazy stuff. I've seen people go blind. I've seen people. I had one of my god kids that actually went blind messing around with stuff that I had warned him not to mess with, and he went ahead messing with it anyway. And I had to go, and I had to fly out to him personally, and I had to correct it. And luckily, by the grace of the spirits, I don't take credit for nothing, because without the spirits, we ain't shit. We was able to get the spirit off of him, and get his sight back. But this kind of stuff, it's definitely, not a joke. When working with these kind of spirits, a lot of people, how they say, like in the US, it's called like the Goetia and stuff like that. At least how I was raised, when it comes to like demonios and stuff, you gotta be a seasoned priest to deal with them. You gotta be a seasoned priest or priestess to deal with them. It's not for the new person at all. It's not. It's very dangerous, and it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not bad. Like, that's where I think a lot of people, because, I even put a video out previously when I had told people, like, before, like, I put a video out like years ago now, because I forget what the topic of the video was, but I basically told people, you know what I'm saying, like, I wasn't doing packs for people no more and stuff like that. And the reason why, like, I think a lot of people took that message in the wrong way, because they thought that, that I'm against demons and stuff like that. No, I'm all for personal power, and I'm all for people working with any kind of spirit they want to work with. But you gotta know what you're doing at the same time, because I'm not gonna be responsible, you know what I'm saying? If something goes wrong, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be responsible when something goes wrong. You know what I mean? Because you gotta, like I said, in America and versus certain other countries where these spirits are heavily worked and worked properly, it's just cut from a different cloth. You know what I mean? It's just cut from a different cloth. It's gotta be within you. You know what I mean? It's gotta be something that you're born from. It's gotta be something that, you know what I mean, is part of you. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be something that, is within you. It's got to be something that you're born with, and that you have a path to work. Like me, I have god kids literally all over the world, and some are completely different than others in the sense of the camino that they walk. You know what I'm saying? Completely different. Like, for example, I have some god kids that are Jewish. You know what I'm saying? That are, you know what I'm saying, they're completely in the light side of things, you could say. Um, I have some, you know what I'm saying, God kids that like in Palo that are strictly in the infierno. I have some God kids in voodoo that work both hands, you know. At this point, I have God kids that have God kids. So it's like, you know, when you're dealing with these kind of stuff, you know, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, you know, it's really powerful stuff, you know, really powerful stuff, and something not to take lightly. Twin Flame says, I believe I'm cursed financially to a point where I can't get helped by those who can help, etc. How can I get this done, Tata? Okay, so you believe somebody cursed you to where you don't have money, or like they somebody's like blocking your money? Twin Flames, am I getting that right? If that's correct, there's a lot of things that can be done. If you can't afford, um, you know what I'm saying? If you can't afford to get help, or you know what I'm saying, receive the proper help that you need, there's a lot of things you can get done to be able to get to a point where you can, if that makes sense. A lot of different baths, a lot of different cleansings, a lot of things you can do. I'll give you something simple right now that you can even do is so if you want to get a notepad, it's super simple. You could take a rice water bath. So you could take a white bowl with rice water, cleanse yourself with that, taking a bath with that for 8 days, and that can start reversing stuff. You could take a basil bath. That's something that's real simple. Super simple cleansing. I'll give y'all one super simple cleansing everybody can use. Twin Flames, you can use this. This can start weakening stuff. Get a white bowl with a white candle. Um, you're gonna get holy water from the Catholic Church. You're gonna get basil. You're gonna get cascarilla. You're gonna get egg whites. Okay, you're gonna get egg whites. Let me see what else. I'm trying to think. I'll make sure I don't miss nothing. River water, if you can get it, is even better. Get river water and put that in there. Cascarilla, the eggshell powder. Put that in there. You could put coconut oil. Put coconut oil in there. Think what else we could put in there to make it kind of powerful. Coconut oil. You can put coconut milk in the bath as well, and then you can put a white candle in there and light that to a batala and take that bath for 8 days. That'll break anything dark that's on you, or start breaking it at least. Let me see. The Quan was Bilal, very powerful and great spirit to work with when know what you're doing. Yes, the Quan, yes, that's right, brother. That's 100% right. All these spirits are great to work with when you know exactly what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's best to stay away from it. Or at least if you're really bent on working it, or you feel you're called to do it and don't know how, get a reading. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for. You know, get a reading and, you know, see what your path is. See if you have a camino. Maybe you have a camino with the infierno. You know? If you have if you have a path with them, you know, is you definitely, and you meant to work them, then that's a whole other story. And then, you know what I mean? Then you can go about learning the proper ways to do that. Which demons can teach a wizard magic? Hundreds. Hasmuk. Hundreds. There's all kinds of different ones. Vasago is a good one. For those that are familiar with Vasago, the Goetia spirit of Vasago, he's really powerful. He's good for teaching that. Lucifer is another great one. Trying to think of a few others without spilling too much. Let me see. Crocel is another one, another Goetia spirit that's good to work with. Sabnak, for those that are familiar with Sabnak, he's a good Goetia spirit to work with for learning magic and things like that. He'll help you open up certain senses and things of that nature. That's a good spirit to work with. That's a very good spirit to work with. But yeah, guys, yeah, the Goetia demons are extremely powerful. Don't get me wrong, extremely powerful. But you got to know how to work them. If you don't know how to work them, it's bad news. Let me see. Janet Valentine Von today. I'm not sure what you mean there. Let me see. Razwan says, "What's a good reference on Islamic sorcery, if you might know?" Ooh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. There's a few. Trying to think off the top of my head. Well, okay, when it comes to Islamic magic, right? Um, Again, that deals heavily, and again, I gotta watch what I say. But when you get into Islamic sorcery and stuff like that, um, there are certain things with the talal and things like that, and there's different certain secrets you can go get and initiated into when it comes to that. But honestly, to really work it properly, um, is through initiation. Everything's initiation. Because the kind of things, because right, because so here's the thing, like when it comes to these kind of things, it's not the kind of stuff to experiment with on your own. And the reason I say this, guys, is because if something goes wrong, which if you're inexperienced, it more than likely is going to, 90% of the time, who the hell's going to fix it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't know how to fix it, right? It's like you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I studied Islamic magic for over 10 years, you know, and I had to go through initiation for that. That's something that is also not a it's also not a joke, and it's something that's very serious. But yeah, when it goes to the Islamic magic and stuff, like I said, um, I would recommend, getting a reading, seeing if it's something that you're meant to work. If it's something you're meant to work, then again, all of the teaching is handed down orally, and all of my stuff, like a lot of my stuff, like a lot of the secrets that was passed down to me, is handwritten from different elders and things like that. It's handwritten. It's stuff, unfortunately, you can't really find in books. Like, there is a few good books out there, but I mean, a lot of them nowadays are corrupted, and they're not really safe to use, I would say. But there is a few. Trying to think. There's one I'm trying to think of. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. That actually does have some really good magic in it. I'm trying to think. Trying to remember the name. There is one, one. I can't think of the name of it. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember. Um, what was it called? Trying to remember. I can't think of it. I'll leave it in the comments if I can remember. I'll leave it in the comments. Oh, I just thought of it. It's the Book of Smokeless Fire, by S. Ben Kane. I actually read that. That's a really good read. You should check it out. But other than that, yeah, I haven't really came across ones with a lot of good knowledge in them. I really haven't. When it comes to jinn magic and like Islamic magic, forget about it. Won't even find that in the United States at all. Very rare to come by. Twin Flame says, "Do I have to boil the rice water?" No, no, don't boil the rice water. Keep it cold, keep it raw, and keep everything extremely cold. You want it cold because you want to cool yourself down. Frank Omar says, "Can you do a pack with Lucifer Valeris in person?" Yes, yes, that is a service that I offer. That is a service that I offer. That has to be done. There's different ways. I did speak about that in one of my other lives. But yeah, to touch on that, there's different ways that can be done. Like I said, there is, road openers that can be done on top of his puen, on top of his veve and stuff like that, from a distance. And then there's also, like I said, the packs in person with him that actually have. I have certain, like I said, some stuff I can't show, but I do have video footage and stuff of one pack that I did post. I couldn't show too much, but I did show it on my Instagram, of a client that came all the way in from Panama. So yeah, we can do that in person. Let me see. Hasmukh says, I don't know how to work with them. Yes, yeah, it's very hard to like I said, to learn in the US. You know what I mean? It's very hard to learn. That's why, like I said, a lot of services that I'm offering now I was not offering previously. Simply because, like I said, I didn't feel like a lot of people were ready for it. But I was to the point now after speaking with with different elders of mine and stuff to where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start offering a little more, to the public. So, like I said, I do have in person, mentorships and things like that. I do have stuff from a distance. I do have stuff, like I said, in person for my god kids, and also have stuff for the uninitiates as well. They want to learn different stuff with conjure and stuff like that. I'm gonna be having an upcoming mentorship program available as well, for those people that actually want to learn like certain stuff. Because, like I said, when it comes to the traditions, some stuff is closed off. But when it comes to like conjure and like hoodoo and things like that, conjure magic, that I can teach. That I can teach, and that I do offer in person. Let me see. Frank Omar says, "What is the cost?" That I'll have you text me for. You can text me about that. My phone number should be in the description box. Shoot me a text. Anybody that's interested in the Concept for Lucifer Valdez pack, you can text me or call me. And either myself or my assistant should answer. Do you have any personal experience? Roz one says, do you have any personal experience with Obia? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I actually practiced Obia for 5 years, and then I actually kind of stopped. I specifically practiced Jamaican Obia, which deals a lot with certain spirits that you work with. Obia is basically, at least the lineage that I was raised with, is basically like Jamaican voodoo. So you deal with a lot of different loas and also certain inquisis and things like that. But yeah, Obia is extremely powerful. Don't get it twisted. Obia is very powerful. It's basically, like I said, it's basically like Jamaican voodoo. But there's a little bit of differences because there's certain, at least like I said, in every LA, even when it comes to Obia, like every LA or the tradition or background that comes up in or that you come up in is gonna be somewhat different. But at least with mine, like I said, it dealt a lot with with certain loases and different inquisis. You also learn how to work with the dead and the dilango. Let me see. Um, I think I answered that one. What's the name of the book again? The Book of Smokeless Fire by S. Ben Kane. That's the only book I would say has some good knowledge in it. When it comes to Jinn magic, I've checked out, like me personally, like I said, like in the US, like I've checked out books on books on books. You know what I'm saying? Like of spiritual stuff, and it's just whack. It's literally whack. Like it's all garbage. But that book there, though, the one of Smokeless Fire, that shit is fire. That's got some heat in it. That's got some heat in it. Let me see. Let me see here. Bernard Parnell says, how many ceremonies do you have to do until you receive your Lucero and Palo? Okay, so receiving your Lucero, that should be done off the rip. That should be done off the rip. You should receive your Lucero first before anything else. You can, by the book, I guess, you can receive your spiritual mother and father. Your head in Pungo, your mother in Pungo, etc. You go finding out who your spiritual mother, your spiritual father is, and then you could go receiving them first or your Lucero. But your Lucero is one of the first things you should ever receive when you get cut. A lot of people, like, they don't receive their condembos and stuff. That's not correct. You gotta have your condembos. But yeah, as far as how many ceremonies you should receive, the only thing you have to receive is your scratching, your rayado. Once you receive your Rayal, you're set. Once you receive that, you cut as a Tata and Kisimalongo, then you got to receive your condembos. And at that point, you have licencia to receive whatever tools that the spirits say you need to have. Hasmuk Reagan says, "Can you teach me online course?" Yes, I do offer online courses and from a distance mentorships. Yes, I do. Contact me for that in my email. I'm gonna see. I don't know if anyone. I don't even. I don't. Like I said, I don't think the person that's doing the live can. Uh, how you can say, type in the chat for some reason. But yeah, like I said, my contact info should be in the description of this video for those of you that do need services done, spellworks, etc., or you need teaching, etc. All that stuff. Like I said, you could definitely contact me. Let me see. Juan Melgoza says, "Do you deal with the Necronomicon?" Well, that's a loaded question. That's not something I can talk about in the open. Man, where y'all come with these loaded questions, man? Y'all come with some loaded questions. I love it, though. I love it. Everybody hungry for knowledge. That's a good thing. But yeah, then when it comes to like the Necronomicon, man, yeah, I can't talk about that. That's something I can't talk about. That's some heavy shit. If the world goes into a W3, you know what I'm talking about. Then I'll spill that one. I'll spill that one then. But yes, the Necronomicon. To answer your question, do I believe it to be real or fictional? It's 100% real, but nobody has the real copy that I can say. you know, that's a whole other ballgame. Frank Omar, are you located in Ohio? I just know you have a Ohio area code. No, I have two temples. I have two temples actually, two locations. I have one in Ohio and I got one in Miami. I have one in Ohio and one in Miami. Do you believe it to be fictional? No, no, the Necronomicon is not at all fiction. I will just say that. It's not at all fiction and it is 100% real and extremely powerful. And it goes a lot back further than like Lovecraft and stuff like that. I'll say that much. Franco Mar says, do you offer online courses for magic? I believe I may have answered that, but just in case people didn't hear or the connection or something, yes, I do offer online courses. I offer online courses and in-person mentorship. I offer both. So yeah, I do offer like a little bit about my mentorship programs for those of y'all that are curious. I do offer mentorship programs where we meet. Either it depending on the program that you get. I do have a PDF for my different mentorship programs, so you can text me for that, and it shows you all the pricing, what you learn, etc. But yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, like I said, I do offer mentorship in person. The in-person one looks a little different. So like in person, we go to my private cabin, and what we do is we do anything that you want to learn, you need help with, whether it's cleansings, etc. You want to learn magic, you want to learn conjure, you'll learn all different type of spells, you'll learn about pacts, learn about working with different spirits. When it comes to the in-person mentorship program, it's a little different for those that are initiated and those that are not. Like what I would do with my god kids if they get that program, compared to what I would do for a client. Say that's not initiated, it's two different things. But for those that are not initiated, basically what it would look like is, a lot of conjure work. You're going to learn how to invoke certain spirits. You're going to learn how to do different spells, different effective trabajos. And believe me, there's a lot of effective spells, a lot of effective pacts, a lot of things you can do as a non-initiate. There's a lot you can do. And I teach all that. I teach you how to serve certain spirits, how to put certain offerings correctly, how to work with certain stuff. Frank Omar says, do you have a website? Actually, no, not currently. I'm actually in the works of having that built for me. and the process of that. I have a lot of content that is literally just sitting on hard drives. A lot of stuff I want to put out to the public. But I got a lot of uncensored content, Frank Omar. You could check out my Instagram, Tata Lucerito 777. I got a lot of uncensored content of rituals, ceremonies, initiations, packs, all that stuff's on my Instagram. I don't put a lot of that on YouTube just because YouTube's a little more, let's just say, regulated. Juan Malgoza, good stuff. I appreciate your knowledge. May this work you do increase. Thank you, my friend. Blowing lows. What's the worst you've seen when you put a hex on someone? Shit. I've seen a lot of different stuff. Some of it I'll talk about, but some of it I won't. I'm gonna give you. I'll just give you one example that I can say. There was a situation where I had a situation with a client of mine that he had an individual, his girlfriend, the person at the time that he was with, ended up leaving him. And initially, he had came to get work done for me to do a trabajo to bring her back. But when I did his consulta, I did his reading, it came out that she actually had black magic upon her. It was, I forget exactly what it was because this was 2 years ago now, probably more than that actually, 2 to 3 years, somewhere in there. Um, and so yeah, long story short, she basically had left him, and the spirit came out and showed brujeria, showed negativity and certain things of the sort, that was basically affecting her. So yeah, the guy that had done it to her, I guess he was into like drug dealing and all kind of other stuff. And long story short, she like I said, she had left him. So we did the work. I did the work with Antapas Arabanda, to basically break the witchcraft, to bring her back, and to punish the person that had basically done this. So long story short, within like it was like 2 to 3 weeks, the girl did end up coming back to him, and things started to get fixed. But the crazy part was is because this wasn't really like this was somewhat of a hex, but it was more to basically, I guess you could say it was a hex because it was to punish the person. But yeah, basically the guy's teeth. She came back and told him, I guess, that the guy's teeth started falling out. His eyes like swelled shut, and he had to go to the hospital, and they couldn't figure out, I guess, what was wrong with him. But yeah, Zarabanda is no joke. Like they say, Zarabanda, Zarabanda, chichiribaco, toco hueso con hueso, chichiribaco. You know, tooth for tooth, or tooth for bone, I should say. Book of Smokeless Fire by S. Ben Kane. Yes, Gin Ginny. That's a dope ass book. That is a dope ass fucking book. I gotta say, out of all the, you know what I'm saying, out of all the books I read, on like gin magic and stuff like that, um, man, you know, that book is pretty good. Definitely is pretty good. Do hex some people take long to manifest? No, not normally. It can sometimes depending on the situation, but normally it's within a couple days to a couple of weeks. Within Palo and within Voodoo as well. It just depends. Depends on the person doing it, and depends on the, how you could say, the power that the person's working with, certain forces, etc. Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, guys. So yeah, you guys can drop a few more questions. I'm gonna be on for a little bit, and then gonna go ahead and wrap up here in a few. How do breakup spells work? Yeah, breakup spells work in a few different ways. It just depends on the person, depends on, you know, what the person's personality is, and, things of that sort. Depends what kind of work you're getting done. Like for me, for example, when I do breakup work for people and stuff, and things of that nature, normally it'll take anywhere, at least from previous experience, takes anywhere from like I'd say a couple days to a couple of weeks, especially if it's in Palo or in Voodoo, you know. But yeah, guys, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close up here for the night because I'm tired. I'll answer a few more questions and then I'll get off here. Um, but yeah, let's take a look here. Let's see. How do voodoo help you with gambling? Yeah, there's actually a lot of spirits in voodoo that you can work with for gambling. Jeremy Warner, shoot me a text message, hit me up on my contact info. We can talk about that. There's a lot of different work that can be done for that. And basically, yeah, the spirits they go influencing, certain situations to help you bring you luck and move you ahead in certain gambling and stuff like that. You know, Lionel said before you go, can you give a story about how you saw a breakup spell manifest with your previous clients? Yes. So when it comes to like breakup work, there's a lot of different breakups I've done for people depending on the situation, and things of that nature. I will give one example of an individual that came, and this is kind of an example, I guess you can say, of love work as well, because there was love work that was involved, along with the breakup work. There was an individual that came to me, and he had asked me to basically for my strongest shit. He wanted the strongest thing that I have. And I told him I was like, no, you don't, let's start with something else. But he insisted. So what I did was, I'm not gonna say exactly what I did, but it's certain things with Impalo. And long story short, the work was designed, the trabajo, the ensaro was designed to break the person up with who they were currently with, and to basically bring them back to the individual and to make them obsess over that person. Now, what I will say too, when it comes to obsession and things like that, and breakup work, these kind of things are, you know what I'm saying, very serious, because there's like, when it comes to these things, right? It's like it's very serious, because a lot of times breakup spells can actually manifest like hexes. So there was let's just say there was I gotta be careful how I say this. So like I'm trying to think how I'm watching my words carefully. So basically, let's just say that I knew a guy that did a spell for somebody. And, in other words, what ended up happening, was the person that the individual was with, ended up in a car accident and was put into a coma. And unfortunately, you know, they're no longer here. So we would just say that I knew somebody that did that spiritual work, So back to my case, anyway, is that when it got to the love work, the person, ended up, when she ended up coming back, what ended up happening, the person ended up calling me and was telling me that if we could stop the work. And I asked him why. And he said, because the person, she was acting crazy. Like, she ended up like breaking his windows and like doing all this stuff and like trying to come in the house. And you know, he was like, man, can we please? I'm like, man, you got to be careful what you ask for. Because again, guys, some of these spiritual works, like, you know what I'm saying, that comes from, different countries and stuff like that. Hey, it's not a joke. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So, I'm wishing you all many blessings and everything of that nature. You know what I mean. I'm gonna be hopping on at least once a week, and things of that sort. So, y'all stay blessed. You know what I'm saying. If you do need to reach me, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and pin my contact info in the description box tomorrow, or down below, I should say. And then I should have the Bible Magic spell video posted either later tonight or probably tomorrow. So yeah. So anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna go and get, like I said, I'm gonna have the videos. Like I said, I gotta work on some videos and stuff. So, but I hope y'all have a good night. Y'all stay blessed. You know what I'm saying, and everything like that. So, but yeah, no, T man, yeah. Hopefully we don't see World War III. That would not be good. But man, like I said, the way things is looking right now, it's not looking pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking pretty. So, I'll end it on that note. Y'all stay prepared, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourselves protected spiritually and physically at all times. Because the way things are going right now, it's not going to be good. So, but there is a lot of change coming. Don't despair, guys. There's a lot of change coming. There's a lot of spiritual change coming, and there's gonna be a lot of times of freedom again. That I will say. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be times of freedom again, because a lot of the tyranny and stuff, even some of the letterings that came out in E5, etc., corruption is being exposed spiritually and physically, or spiritually and yeah, I guess we could say physically. You know what I mean? So, yeah, guys. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. You know what I mean? And yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed night. Stay safe out there. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, and Sambian, the ancestors be with you all. I'm gonna check out for now.